Hi, we're past Halloween now, so yes, I'm moving into Christmas. Because to be honest, it's not that many weeks, is it? If you start counting down the days, it gets a little bit scary. But I've got a couple of things that I want to open as Christmassy based things. I've also got some Christmas crochet coming up. Now, the thing I'm looking at today is not something I'd sort of anticipated getting, but I've seen a few people use them as clothes to fit their dolls. And I'm going to try and pick them up. I'll pick some of them up anyway. So here's just some of them, yeah? So we can see we've got this elf on the shelf clothing range. Now, obviously it's designed for the elf on a shelf. We do have one. I've never dressed it, but we do put it out at Christmas and gets up to all sorts of mischief. The grandkids think it's amazing what he gets up to. So that is something we do have, but I've seen various clothes and in shops and I've gone, maybe, you know, they're only about £2.50-ish on average. Some vary on price. But I have seen a few people, particularly with the Sindy dolls, using some, particularly one of them. I've got a little fur coat here. So I'm quite excited to see how they fit. So I thought I'd show you how they fit in case you had considered it. Because sometimes they're worth it, sometimes they're not. So I'll show you the items I've got. And we're going to try them on my beautiful girl here. And see how they fit her and whether they're worth purchasing, even if they're just for a little bit of fun over Christmas. So we're going to go top down now and we'll have a look how they actually fit the Sindy. I will see you in a moment. Well, here we are with the actual bits and bobs we've got. And as I say, I've got one of the new Sindys here. Her body type is almost identical to the old one. So if you've got a vintage Sindy, it's going to almost be the same. Also very similar to the Blythe bodies. In fact, I'm just looking, I do have a Blythe girl, bear with me a second, on my table. Here she is. So we could also compare with her. I think sometimes if you have an oversized item, it sort of looks cuter on the Blythes compared with the Sindys where you want these slightly more realistic. So we can have a look at both of them there. I think the first thing I'm going to do is just get everything out of the packets because these packets are crinkling and driving me mad. I have one side, well, one of my ears is completely blocked up at the moment and I can't hear anything out of it. But my other side is picking up an awful lot of noise, you know, things like crinkles and things. And it's like, ah! It's somewhat irritating, so I'm just going to get these out nice and quick to get rid of all these plastic wrappings because as I said, they're driving me mad with the noise. And I'm sure if you don't like the crinkly noises, you're not going to like it as well. So just throwing all the packets on the floor here. I'm just going to cut straight through that one. You can see, so obviously, as I'm cutting on what some of them are. We don't need our little elf, do we? I feel a bit cruel cutting the top of his head off, but I would say that. I would say he, she. Oh, I don't know. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. And we've got the last one here, which is a little sleeping bag, which I bet loads of you have already got. But let's have a look, just get some nice size comparisons. I'm just looking at the light, if that's bright enough. Shall I bring a bit more light in? Is that too bright? That brings a bit of shadow in, doesn't it? About there, that's not too bad, is it? Right, so as I mentioned, the first thing is actually a sleeping bag. So we'll take the little figure out, which again is attached. Good job I kept my scissors here. Snip and out. I think, to be honest, that would fit so many different dolls. I think it's great for kids, a great bit of fun. I'm going to actually open my blinds because I do think this light is a bit weird. Bear with me a second. There, I think that's a little bit better. We've got a bit more light coming in. So as I was mentioning, to be honest, this would fit most dolls. I mean, look at that. It's almost a perfect size for our Sindy here. So let's give it a little slide in. Keep your arms out. That's great. I love it. Absolutely love it. Her feet come to about there. So again, these girls are about the same size. Obviously, her head is way bigger, so it would look a little bit strange there. But I think that makes a really cute Christmassy sort of sleeping bag. Great for some sort of photos or sort of room sets and things like that. But again, great for kids. I think I might have to get a couple of these for certain little people. But yeah, so sleeping bag. Big tick, £2.49 I think that one was. So what we got next, we'll go with the little raincoat here. So we'll get rid of our little Elfie again. Now, when I saw this, I thought it was good because that hat, because Sindy has quite a large hat comparative to a lot of fashion dolls, apart from this one, of course, because she's got a very large head. And I looked at that and I thought that's about right. So I'm going to try the hat on first. And I love it. Look at that, it fits. We have I know she's got her plaits in, so it makes it a little bit difficult to put it on, but it fits over her plaits as well. It's quite nicely made. I mean, for £2.50-ish, you can't have miracles, but I think that's okay. It makes a nice little rain hat, if nothing else. Let's see how the coat fits though, because I suspect round the neck, I don't know why, but for some reason I think round the neck they're going to be a little bit big. I think length would do okay. I don't think it goes with the dress she's got on at the moment, but never mind. Let's have a look. Got a bit of Velcro. Yeah, the sleeves are too long. And again, they would be too long on her as well. But it wouldn't take much to sort of just take them up. That is not a big issue. It's quite long and we've got quite a wide neck. But I think, well, rather than anything else, you could sort of make a fashion statement out of that fact. Maybe deliberately take it off the shoulders a little bit, or put a nice scarf around it. So if you put the collar up, it actually looks a bit better, doesn't it? So it's an almost yes. Tiny weeny bits of alterations. I think actually I would prefer it a little bit shorter as well. But this is quite an easy fabric. I mean, it is a fabric, as you can see on the backing. 2 seconds on a sewing machine, or a couple of bit. I think hand stitching might be hard on this because it would show quite a lot unless you're very, very neat with your hand stitching. Or to be honest, you might even get away with fabric gluing it up. I think you would need to stitch along this end. But if you cut it and just fabric glued it up, it might work. Don't quote me on the glue though, because this is very plasticky and I don't know whether, if you cut a little bit off, try the glue on that first before you commit. So it is a bit big, but I think it's doable. I think we could definitely work something out with that one. So again, I had a feeling the necklines were going to be too big, but it's okay. It's a possibility. Obviously the hat's not going to fit this girl. Right, where we're going to go now. This is the fur jacket. I think this is lovely. It says nothing amazingly special, but I think it's cute enough. Again, let's have a look at these arms. That one seems to have a slightly shorter, and twist your hand around, seems to have a shorter arm. I don't know, perhaps it's meant to, perhaps it would be 3/4 on the elf. I don't know, perhaps I should have got my elf out. It looks quite nice at the back, a little bit big at the front. So we fasten it across. So again, it is a bit big for her. It is off the shoulder, but I think, to be honest, I wouldn't bother with that Velcro. I'd put myself a press stud across so it sort of fastens tighter at the top, and so it pulls round. Sleeves, again, a little long, but that's an easy alteration. Just sort of turn it up. You don't even have to sew it. You could just sew it, sort of turn it up underneath. It is nice and soft. It is quite nice. I think the light keeps changing, which is upsetting me. I wish it wouldn't do that. It depends what time of day I'm filming. I normally try and get my filming done in a morning, but it's it's sort of early afternoon. I was going to say mid-afternoon. It's not gone that far yet. And for some reason the light comes through a little bit brighter. I mean, 'cause she certainly looks slightly off colour over there. So again, bit of alteration. But if you have a slightly larger doll, I think that would fit perfectly. I mean, these are only quite small, aren't they? I'm trying to think who else. I don't really think I've got any in that mid-range size. Can't say it would fit a smart doll. I think although saying that, I don't know. It's quite big, isn't it? It might do. We might try that in a second. Right, so we'll just put that one to one side. So it has possibilities, and the fur is quite nice. There's no problem. Now, this one I thought was fun. It's a little reindeer outfit. Now, there is a snowman version as well, and I think there was another one, but I just thought the reindeer was quite cute. So we're going to take her out of her dress. One of the gorgeous dresses from Cheryl at Bella's Doll Clothes there. We'll pop you to one side while we... Oh, does it open? How do we get in there? I think we just slide her in. That's probably why the neck holes are so big, because it's just for sliding in. Get them over her feet there. It's looking promising, this one. It's quite a nice fabric again. You can see it's not quite nice below. Come on, get your arm in, missus. There we go. Again, I'm presuming the sleeves are going to be too long because they were and everything else. These elves must have long arms. I can't remember. But to be honest, that's not bad, is it? I would say lengthwise, we're about there. that's good. Now let's have a look. She's got a little hood. Does it come right over? Again, her plaits are going to get in the way a little bit here, perhaps. Now, obviously, the hood wouldn't fit a Blythe. But that's not bad, is it? I don't think that's bad at all. It's quite a nice little fit. I mean, these are only like stuck on bits of fabric for the facial details. But again, for a fun sort of Christmas thing. I'm trying to hold the plaits out the way to show sort of, that neck's not bad, is it? I don't think that's too bad at all. Again, you could maybe add her a scarf or something like that. And it's weird because when you put the hood up, the arms are about the right length. So I think that's probably one of our biggest successes. And again, £2.49. And how cute does that look? I do like that. I'm going to leave that on her, I think. Now, the last little thing I got, I saw these and I'm like, well, yeah, I know they're big and oversized and things like that. But I thought, well, what fun sort of slippers. But again, I wasn't really thinking Cindy. That is when I was thinking for our little Blythe, because they look quite cute in very oversized things. So there is a bit of stuffing in there. Is stuffing meant to stay in? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Does it come out? Oh, it does come out, but you could use it as sort of pad if it was a little bit big. Yep, because it is a little bit big, as you can see. Let's try the other one on with the stuffing. You can sort of push her foot in. But I think they would make sort of a little bit of fun, sort of, again, for photos or sort of, I think they look quite cute. I think they're all right. I think they were only about £1.20. They were less than the outfits. Again, if your doll's got slightly larger feet, they would fit okay. Yeah, I like them, but yes, they're not a great fit, but they will work for various things. And put your shoes over there. I'm just going to try and grab a smart doll. Find one that's not overly dressed. Would be the easiest, I think. Here we go. I've got one of the girls now. Now, here she is. And I am going to take a wig off because it makes it so much easier to move around with them. And we were on about the fur, wasn't I? Looking at her now, I don't think it's going to fit in a million years. No, it's not going to, is it? I mean, obviously over the hands is difficult because they have large hands, but you can take their hands off, so you could do that. Nah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work for that size. So you would need something somewhere in between the smart doll, maybe is it an MS? I might get this wrong. An MSD size. I think they're slightly larger, but I am going to use it for these girls because I'm going to sort of alter them. I'm going to drop these sleeves sort of off, and I'll sort of turn them up. I think hand stitching will be fine with the fur as well. I think overall though, they're not bad, you know. They're a bit of fun, and if you don't mind doing some alterations, they're sort of perfect in that line because you've got a base item and you just need a tiny weeny bit of alteration. I don't think we need any alteration at all for this one. I think it is really, really cute. I think I might try it on one of my girls without the hair like this because the hair, I think, is getting in the way. Now, as far as everything else is concerned for the Blythe, hats won't fit, but everything else will. I think the biggest success is the little bed and the reindeer outfit. And then the coats just need altering, although that hat is great. And the little boots, again, just for a bit of fun. I think they might look quite nice. If I sort of, I would think of maybe putting Blythe in a pair of pyjamas and then put them on the bottom. You know, make them a little bit more fun like that. Sort of just so they hold to the feet. Because their feet are very, very similar, as you can see. Oh, look, the light's gone to a better light now. You can see her better, can't you? So I find most of the clothes do fit across either one of them, so that is quite good. So that is our Elf on the Shelf little clothing range. There are other items, as I mentioned. I know I've definitely seen a snowman. There's some tops, but the tops look really wide. I didn't think they'd quite work. But apart from that, I'm actually quite pleased with what I've bought, and I'm going to have to do a bit of alteration to get some photos took. So hopefully I'll get that done and pop them on the end of the video. No promise though, because I've got, oh, my head's all over the place at the moment. Got so many things going on. So I'm going to leave you at that. Let me know if you bought any of these and which dolls they've fitted. See if they've worked out well for yourselves. And I hope to see you all very soon. We've got another doll unboxing this week. And we've also got, I'm going to be doing a Ferrero Rocher little robin cover. It's a little chocolate robin cover. So I'm quite excited about that one. So I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, you know the rule. please like, subscribe and share if you can as well. And don't forget to click on that little bell at the side, because that gives you notifications if I do a new video if you want to see one. So thank you so much for watching, and bye bye for now.